And welcome here to the Campus View Club at the Peterson Event Center. It's a beautiful place to watch a game. It's a beautiful venue. If you haven't been in here in a while, it's changed a lot, and it's very nice. Jeff, congratulations on the win against the Cardinals.
Thank you. Big win for us. As a coach, I was nervous, as usual, but our guys came out and did a lot of really good things in the game.
Well, you explained to us after the game, why were you nervous, and then at the end, why so proud?
Well, we hadn't played since last Wednesday, and so that's 6 days without competition. You get into the rhythm of the season, and our rhythm has pretty much been Saturday, Wednesday. So you know when your off days are going to be, and you just get in the habit of practicing. We took last Thursday and Friday off. We came back on Saturday. We practiced Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So that was the first time that we had 3 days of practice before a game. So I'm a little bit concerned, worried about that. The North Carolina game was a big win. We've had a lot of people telling us how good we are. Sometimes if you're not mature, that can hurt you. We're playing against a team that we just beat a couple of weeks ago by 20 points, and that hasn't done well. And we're back at home. So sometimes your biggest opponent is human nature. You can think it's going to be easy. For me, we had shoot around at 2 o'clock. I get here at like 1:52. As I'm walking down the tunnel to come in, I get a call from one of my assistants that one of our players is going to be late. He thought it was 3 o'clock. He thought shoot around was 3 o'clock. As I'm talking to him, the player calls me, and he's out of breath. And he's, "Coach, I was vacuuming. I was cleaning up my apartment. I thought it was 3 o'clock. My bad. You know I'm always here first. I'm sprinting," right? And I could hear him sprinting. I could hear his feet hitting the ground, him sprinting. And he was like, "I'm down here by the CVS. Blows is coming to pick me up, our GA." And so I just said, "Listen, just get here." So I walked out. It was 8 minutes on the clock before 2. I put it to 20 minutes. He comes in, and we're in the film room, and we're waiting on him. I mean, everyone started coming in once he got here. He comes in, he's drenched. He's in sweat. Like he has his stuff on, but he's drenched. And he walks up to the front and is like, "My bad, guys. I'm sorry. Y'all know I'm always here first. I got confused with the time," and things like that. So I'm concerned about that because that's new. Like that hasn't happened. We get here for the game. We do our starting lineups. The video's not right. The music is not right with the video. And I'm like losing it on the sidelines. Like all this is happening. Like everyone, like we're not ready. We're not sharp. We're not ready. And I probably looked a little bit crazy if you looked at me on the sideline before the games, before that game in particular. As all that's happening, I'm literally turned to whoever's standing. I don't even know who it is. And I'm just like, "See, you see what I mean?" And then I caught myself. I closed my eyes, and if you saw me, it looked like I was mumbling, but I just said, "Just stay present. Get back to being present." So that's why I was nervous. You had all these things going on against an opponent that we probably should beat, but sometimes, again, human nature, you just worry, man.
Now, when you hear, "Listen, Coach, I was vacuuming," like, are you like, come on?
No, I believe this guy, and he is always the first one here. That is absolutely true. If we have shoot around at 2, he's normally out there 1:15, 1:30, getting work in before. So I knew it was a mistake. Like there was no question that was a mistake. In fact, as we went through shoot around, when it was over with, I had to go up to him and just say, "Okay, like that's over with. Like don't bring that back here tonight. Like we're good. Like don't worry about it. Like that's over with," because he's the type of kid that he cares, which all of our guys do, but they could bring it and feel like I've let everyone down.
So after the games, Coach comes in with a couple of players, and it was Jorge and Guillermo, and that was very entertaining. And they're going to join us coming up. But sometimes you wonder, okay, do I stay for the opposing coach? Do I want to hear what Kenny Payne has to say? And I'm like, yeah, let's hear what he has to say. And he spent 4.5 minutes praising your team, your program, about how that's how I want my team to be. That's the toughness I want. I love their togetherness. I mean, you can hear that from us, but when an opposing coach says that to you, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, I actually just heard that he said it today when we did the media thing right after practice. I mean, obviously I'm honored, to hear that. Kenny's a friend, someone I've known for a while, and he's in a tough situation. I'm familiar with that. When I took over, and it takes time. You have to be patient. You have to get lucky, but you have to be persistent and diligent as you're trying to create a culture. And I feel like we've done that this year. The two guys that were in there with me after the game are a big part of it, a big reason why, as are all of our guys. And it's something that we feel very good about, and it's something that we want to protect. So to hear those comments today from the other day, it was pretty cool.
You were able, in that game, because of the hard work, get guys a lot of minutes and get a lot of guys that have had a lot of minutes to rest a little bit. What's the value in that for you?
Well, it's huge. First of all, those guys earned the minutes. I mean, when they came in, they played really well. All of them played their minutes really, really well. And when you do that, you normally earn more minutes. I felt really good about that group that we had in there. I thought Nate Santos came in and gave us a huge lift. And I think he's been playing well for us. I think, I felt like Guillermo came in, and he's been playing well for us. Nike obviously scored, and I thought Jorge came in and had great minutes. I mean, defensively, especially when I went back and watched the tape, was even more impressed with him defensively, some of the things that he did. Those guys battled, they competed, they played the right way, and they really helped take our team and the energy up to another level when they came in.
Well, let's talk to those two. 19 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 blocks combined. Coming up next, Guillermo and Jorge Diaz-Graham as we continue on the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network. And welcome back to the Campus View Club here at the Peterson Event Center. We are joined by Guillermo and Jorge Diaz-Graham here in person. I want to go back to the game a couple days ago, and you guys were discussing Jorge's pass to Guillermo, correct? Mm-hmm. For the 3. What was that? How special was it for you guys to have that time on the court together?
I think I said it last time. It was like a dream for us. Just, playing together, having fun, making plays, and finishing, of course. And I don't know, it felt great. And every time I look at the video, I'm like, I have a big smile on my face because I don't know, it's so fun, and I'm so happy to be here. And
who is more excited, you for the pass or you for making the shot?
I think like him from passing because he doesn't usually pass the ball. No, joking. But we actually, that play is, every time before the games when we are like shooting around, we usually do that play. Like he's on the corner, I'm on top, or I'm in the corner, he's on top, and sometimes I dribble, he comes up and I pass. Sometimes he dribbles, I come up and he passes, and he was just that play. So I was like, we practiced this and we made it. We're doing warm-ups every time. Every game we're doing warm-ups. Like people who sits in, I mean, if you see us in warm-ups, you're gonna see like
that same
we
play.
Always like passing each other the ball and just shooting.
This is a team that loves to pass the ball.
Yeah.
You were asked this. I'm going to ask you guys the same question you were asked the other night. What's it like to be on a team where everybody passes the ball?
You can see it out there. It's really fun. You can see everyone having fun out there, because when the ball is moving, when the ball has energy, that energy gets like to everyone, and you can feel it. You can feel like whenever you make a play with like couple passes, when the ball is moving around, and you make a play, like you hit a 3 or you make a dunk, you feel like that play is special, like because that ball has like accumulated energy from everyone, and when you finish the play, that energy is like exploding to everyone. So it's really, really, really good to be. I think it all came from the trust we have in each other. Like we really trust like in the next guy gonna make the shot. So we know who we're passing the ball to. We just know like everyone who we pass the ball to is gonna make a good shot or a good play for the team.
You guys mentioned, and I know Coach has said this before, that the ball has energy. Blake has energy too. He has a lot of energy.
Yeah.
What's he like practice? Is he like that every day?
He's like that every minute. Like I don't know how he doesn't get tired. It's like every time when you walk into practice, he's like screaming around, Vason time up, winning Wednesday, Monday. Like he's always like with that such a great energy, and like as a freshman, like someone young, is something to look at, like to try like to be the same, and it's hard because like even me, like us, like trying to bring energy every day is not easy because you have your good days, you have your bad days, but man, Blake is his energy is great every day. I haven't seen Blake with a bad day, never. And if someone see that, I'm gonna be worried. I'm gonna be like,
Well-
something's really wrong.
Well, you guys, if you guys were football players, you would never have a game where you didn't have dirty jerseys.
Wait, like football,
Like-
our football, or
No,
like
like American football.
Oh, okay.
Or your football, because you guys always seem to be on the ground. You're always hustling. Have you always played that way, or have you been inspired by some of the guys here?
Yeah, you can see it on my knees. I think I have scratches from like years and years ago, just like jumping. Also because we
We're skinny.
were skinny and like, we always mopping the floor, but yeah.
Our friends always like joke with us, and when we were like back in Spain, because they were like always saying we are always in the floor, like we need to play stronger. I'm like, I mean, we're playing stronger. That's why we're in the floor. Like if we were in the floor, we weren't playing stronger. So
You guys said something, and I've seen it in warm-ups at times, the way Tim O'Toole works with you guys. Do you get more bruises during a game or during a practice from Tim hitting that pad up against you guys?
That's a good question. I always say it's on a game because on a game it's real like bone, but on practice too. I have some scratches from the pad, and especially when he misses the pad, he hits you with a punch. So he's always saying, "Don't be scared of a punch," and I'm not scared of the punch. I'm scared of the guy who's having that punch. So yeah.
Yeah, he might have the most energy of anybody.
Oh, that's definitely true. Like, but it's.
And we're
Just-
talking of Tim O'Toole, by the way,
Yeah.
who's assistant coach and works with the low post players.
I don't know what he eats, what he drinks. A lot of coffee, probably. I don't know. But his energy is always at a very high level too.
Jorge, when did you guys start playing and loving basketball?
That's a funny question because we've been playing basketball since we were 5 years old. But because we were like we grew up in Spain, we always like love soccer. So he was my brother Guillermo. He was a real like big fan of soccer. So he didn't want to play basketball. He wanted to play soccer. I love always more basketball, and he was like the soccer guy. So growing up, we play obviously basketball and we play also soccer. So at some point, we had to decide if keep going with basketball or soccer because we didn't have time for both. So for me, I was clear I wanted basketball, but my brother was like, no, I want to be a goalkeeper. And I was like, why? Like, you're told you cannot play goalkeeper. But he was just loving it. So my dad intervened. He was like, no, you're going to play basketball. Like, no, I'm sorry. You had your years, but it's time for basketball.
You were okay. You were okay with that, Guillermo?
I could have been a great goalkeeper, like world-class goalkeeper.
I mean,
but,
your reach would have.
Yeah,
I mean,
like-
how could you get it by?
I wanted to be a goalkeeper because we had a season that I played as a goalkeeper on our team, and like we won like the championship and everything. So I was really motivated. Like I was hyped up. I thought like I was a great goalkeeper. But I think I made the right choice, like choosing basketball.
We're joined by Guillermo and Jorge Diaz. Graham, have you guys always been on the same team, or have there been times, not in the driveway or at home, but there have been times where you've been on organized teams against each other?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we've always been the same team, except 1 year where in our club they did 2 teams. They did like the A team and the B team. So my brother was in the A team and I was in the B team. But we were playing the same league. So it was the year before COVID. It was the COVID year. So we only get to play once against each other. And I think my dad has photos when we played. And it was really fun because it was like a real game, like with refs, everything. But it was like playing against him in the backyard when I play at home, but the same like in a real game. So
It was like the same because I won too. So yeah, I won.
your
the
team,
game.
no, your team won. Your team
Yeah,
won.
we
didn't get
won the
there.
game.
Are you guys competitive at everything?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. For sure.
All right, here's a Twins question that I think we all want to know, but you've been asked. Have you ever swapped jerseys or pretended to be the other one?
No.
Never. Not once in school.
I think
We
once
swapped
in
classes
school.
once in school, but
Did
it
you?
was just once, and like everyone noticed because
Really?
our friends can tell us apart, and they were of course being like laughing a lot about it. So it was kind of weird. I didn't like it, so I didn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a time where, Jorge, you have 4 fouls, and you're like, gee, we gotta change. Like, I want to get out there.
I think the ref was joking about it because he came to me. He told me, "Who's the one shooting the free throws right now? Don't mess with me." And he's the one who makes free throws. I was like, "Oh yeah, he's 31. 31 is shooting the free throws." And I think he walked to coach to us like to tell him or something. I don't know, but yeah.
Guillermo and Jorge Diaz-Graham, when we come back, we want to hear the story about how you first heard about Pitt and what it was like the first time that you were here. As we continue, it's the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network. And we are joined by the freshman forwards, Jorge and Guillermo Diaz-Graham. We want to do a quick shout-out, though. We understand Dad's listening.
Yeah, Dad's listening, so hola papi, ¿qué tal?
How did you guys find out about the University of Pittsburgh?
So when I was back home, like in Spain, I used to like know a little bit about NCAA because it's not a big thing back in Spain. So if you are really into it, you know. But if you're like a normal person, you don't really know NCAA. So I didn't really know Pitt, but I knew the logo. Like it's kind of like I knew it from somewhere, but I didn't know. So there was this day we were playing at some place. It was like a gym, like fit gym. What's the
Like
name?
LA Fitness.
LA Fitness,
okay.
yeah. And inside of there was like a little like what's the name?
Like a little basketball court in
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
We were
okay.
playing a night football game, like a post-grad game
Yeah.
with IMG.
So after the game,
This is in Florida.
Yeah,
it's in
Florida.
Florida, yeah, IMG Academy. So we were over there, and after the game, Tio came up to us, and he has to start talking like he does. He came up to us like, "Hello, I'm Tio. Nice to meet you. You play super good. I love how you play together." He just kept talking and talking while he walked. And I was like, at the moment, our English wasn't very, very good, so I was understanding like 50% of what he was saying. But his energy was like, he was walking and talking so fast. I was like, yeah, for sure. The only thing I knew, it was like, okay, I'll see you later. I was like, all right, okay. So we went back in the bus and we went back to IMG. And we were chilling in our room, and I was like, I know Theo, like, this guy says something about meeting us later in IMG. And I was asking him, like, what time? Because he didn't hear, I mean, maybe he said it, but, he was talking too much, so I didn't know. So I kind of guess it was 5, but I wasn't sure. So it's a long walk to the gym, so I didn't want to really walk. So I was like, should we go or no? And I was like, okay, let's go. Just because Theo was so fun, I was like, I want to know this guy like better. So I went over there and I was looking for him, and he was talking to some parents. So I waited for him to stop. And as soon as he saw me, he started walking straight to me. I was like, damn. And he said, hey, nice to meet you again. Let's take a seat. So we sat and we just talking, and I don't know, like I like Theo this since that moment, because he said something about like how he like the both of us to play like together, how he complement each other. So that really stuck together, like stuck in my head. So I really like him, but I didn't really know nothing about Pitt. So he was the one like who explained everything to us.
Guillermo, did you guys want to play together? Was that it had to be both of you, not one of you?
So at first we wasn't sure. I was thinking about just splitting paths, like everyone playing on a team, like because usually we kind of play the same position sometimes. Like sometimes coaches cannot play us together. That's what happens like in national teams and stuff. Because we had like kind of similar. It's only room for one, so I was kind of scared that we're gonna have to compete in between us for like a spot in the team. But Theo made sure like to tell us, okay, listen, you are both different players, and I think you both can play together because you all have that connection. That you're twins, you're brothers. You have that connection, and it's not only like funny to watch you all play together because you're seeing two same sad people doing things, but it's gonna be great for you all because also getting to college alone is hard. When you have your brother, it's less hard. So I just literally at the end of the recruiting process, after doing the visits, it was like I think Pitt is good for both of us. So
When did you guys visit here?
April?
April.
I think it was our first visit, right?
Yeah. We went back home and we came with our parents.
April, it was sunny, really sunny. I remember going in front of the in front of the museum, that grass.
Yeah.
There was like 40 persons just laying down, getting red by the sun. I was like, why so many lobsters out here?
It's probably 50 degrees.
Yeah, I remember. I think we met fish that visit,
and
he was red.
he was sunburned just by the
fish,
sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he didn't like just for standing in the street. He was burned. I was like, damn, okay. I didn't know that.
I don't know if you found this out yet, but we don't see the sun every day here.
Yeah, I found out.
We know it exists somehow, but we don't see it.
I found out, and I think in the mornings when we went to the weight room and the sun is shining on the weight room, I take 5 minutes just to like be in front of the shine and be grateful for the sun and just take try to get my tan again. I don't know.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Describe to us what it's like where you come from.
Sun, good weather, rain occasionally, like very, very, very rare to see rain. I would just describe it like as paradise. Just close your eyes, think about paradise. That's my home.
Wow.
But yeah, it's really nice back there. You cannot miss it, of course. You miss having especially because in my room I have my window, and in front of my window I have the ocean. So I kind of miss that the most. But
We'll take you down to Point State Park one day and show you what it's like. It's very similar. If we get a bunch of fans to come visit you guys, will you tour us around?
Yeah, definitely. We can.
Because that sounds inviting.
We can rent a bus and just go around the island. It will take us like literally 2 hours to just see the whole island.
Nah,
It's
chill.
Yes,
More.
it's little.
A day. It's not that. No, it's not.
Yeah,
It's a lot of places.
Whatever.
Yeah, you're dragging it. Yeah.
Well, what's basketball like?
It's different. It's just like I mean, we're not very big islands, but we have a lot of people though. Think 1 million, something like that, and it's different, of course, because everything is different. Like like here is high school, but back then it's like clubs. So in high school here you play like freshmen against seniors. Like we don't do that. Like we play. You usually play your same age or maybe 1 or 2 years older at max. But I think everything is different. Like physicality is different, play style is different. I mean, I'm comparing with high school though,
right?
Because with college it's more similar. Because college is more like structured basketball, more like running plays, and it's more like maybe more calm. Than high school is more one-on-one and just.
All right, I want to ask you guys as we come back. Apparently, there's 4 of you. There's quadruplets on the team. We'll explain that as we continue with Guillermo and Jorge Diaz-Graham on the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network. All right, so we know they're the twins, Guillermo and Jorge Diaz-Graham, but we learned that there are actually 4 of you. There are quadruplets. Who fills out the quadruplets on your team?
So all started being the triplets. being Fede, me, and Jorge, because we were almost 7 foot. We were tall and we were overseas, so we were like always kind of hanging out together because we all live at Bridges. So we were kind of triplets. And then Nate kind of come in, and then he come in, and we started like doing everything together. So now we're the quadruplets. We all live together over there. We get bored together, so we just hang out together. Yeah.
Uh, what's Fetty like away from basketball?
He's really nice kid. I'll say it's because he's overseas, so we kind of grew up like
Yeah, he's from Finland originally.
Helsinki, Finland.
Yep.
Finland. But he's really funny too.
Yeah, he's fun. He's
Yeah.
fun. He's really nice. Like he cares a lot for. He's like a caring person, and it's just like fun to be around like him and Nate. They're really funny guys.
You don't pick on Nate for being the only American, do you?
No, he pick on us. They pick on us. Yeah, he's always picking on us because our accent and everything. And his dad is from Puerto Rico. He's supposed to like speak Spanish, but he doesn't. And we've been trying to teach him some Spanish to see if he can get some roots over there, but nothing. No.
You haven't told him like, hey, go say this to your teacher, and you know he should not say that to a teacher.
No, I mean he knows of course the bad words for being around us, but I hope he doesn't say that in front of teachers. I really hope not.
What did you know about American basketball? You mentioned the NCAA. Is the NBA big in Spain? Do you know much about basketball over here?
Yeah, I would say like the NBA is like big everywhere. Everyone knows about the NBA. Everyone knows about like the big athletes in the NBA. But college basketball is something that not too much people knows, and right now it's starting to get more like to know over there. More kids from overseas are coming to the States to like try to play basketball, and I remember whenever we were trying to get here, there was not much information because there's not many people like coming to here, and it was kind of you don't know like how to do it and stuff. But I really think like it's gonna keep evolving, and more guys are gonna be trying like reach okay, let's go play college basketball, because I really think that is the best option you can do if you want to play basketball, because it's not only you playing basketball, it's you getting a degree. Basketball is not for life, so you're kind of hitting the both most important parts of your life at once.
Yeah, basically because in overseas it's very hard to study at the same time, like to play as a high level basketball, because it's different. Like you go to a college, but then you play in a club, so you have to organize yourself, and sometimes is I know people it's pretty hard for them.
Jorge, what would it mean for you guys when you go back home, whenever you get a chance to go home again, and you see somebody wearing script Pitt?
I know it's gonna be my friend, because I gave a lot of gear to my friends. So I don't know how. I don't think there's like people buying stuff from.
But are they noticing that you're playing? I mean, you can stream games. You can find ways.
It's really hard because of the timing too. Most of our games are like
True.
2 a.m. over there. But definitely you will see our family wearing Pitt, and you will see our friends wearing Pitt everywhere. So
your family's happy that it's a noon start on Saturday.
yeah, they love that. Like they were like, yes, finally. 12 p.m. like a 5 p.m. game over there, because most of them are like 2 a.m. and it's hard to watch.
All right, I know Coach has probably warned you about social media. Well, we went to social media and we asked people to send in questions. We are going to read some of those and ask them to you next as we continue with Jorge and Guillermo Diaz-Graham on the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network. All right, we are back with Guillermo and Jorge Diaz-Graham, and we have questions here that were submitted via Twitter. This one is from some of these handles I don't even understand. But their question is, favorite teammate other than each other?
Favorite teammate?
Say one like in the court and one off the court, maybe.
Go ahead.
In the court, oh no. I go with Nike. Nike is always like cheering me up in the bench, like, hey, get ready, like let's get like your mentality ready to score, to bring the spark to the team, and he's always like cheering me up. So I really like that from him. And off the court, I can say off the court
Why not?
because like, I feel bad.
Well, then, Guillermo, save your brother.
I can say just one because they all have been like so great to us, like every one of them. Nelly has talked to me. JB, when I mean talk to me, it's like give me like advice. Like,
Motivation.
okay, keep going. Okay, do this, do that. Nelly, JB, Greg. I don't want to say names because like literally everyone has helped me out, and I think like every one of our guys is such a great teammate, and everyone can see it out there.
All right,
Everyone.
this one is from Mac NT. Who normally wins one-on-one?
I do, Jorge.
That's not true.
Yes.
That's not true.
So what happened is like when we play like 1-on-1, we should do like 3 dribbles. So that's like when we play that, I don't like it because I like to dribble more, but he likes it more because he,
So the thing is, like, I could easily win if I just start back him up and do post moves. But if I do that, he will get mad at me and he will not play. So I have to play facing forward. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm not as good.
that's how you get better.
By the way, about 8 people submitted that question. What is your favorite thing about Pittsburgh?
First thing about Pittsburgh. That's hard because we come from a place that's really good. I don't know.
Having to walk those hills to class?
Definitely not. No, definitely not. Phew, no.
All right, we'll come back to that.
Yeah,
Here's
yeah.
here's an easier one, I hope. Who's the better dancer?
Dancer is
It's
definitely
not?
him.
Me.
Yeah, him. He knows how to greedy. He knows how to do everything. I can't move like that. I can't.
Yeah.
I mean, I can do it. I won't look good.
All right, if Jorge is the better dancer, who's better looking?
Jorge too.
That's what they say.
Ask,
yeah.
ask whoever.
That's what they say.
Ask
Because
who-
he's always taking care of his face and his little curls and everything he does, and he's always wanna look good and stuff. I don't care that much.
Someone asked if you guys have twin telepathy.
Yes, definitely. Yes, because Tio's always asking me, "Where's your brother?" And I have no clue where he is. But I said, he's coming in like 3 seconds, and he walks in 3 seconds, and I'm like, there has to be something in there. I don't know. There has to be something because there's no way I'm hitting. And I think I've done like 4 times that. So I think in this point there's something there.
All right, last one, unless you've thought of who your favorite teammate is other than your brother. Now, what has it been like to interact with the fans and hear them get so excited when you guys make a play?
It's unbelievable. Like, where we come from, you don't have that many people paying attention to you, like that many people cheering for you. So coming here and seeing like the student section, how crazy it goes and how everyone goes crazy, it's wow. Like it's unbelievable, and it's really good.
It's I don't know. It's pretty like how you say like crazy. How everything goes. Like how many people is or, like actually watching you and cheering for you, and just shouting your name. Sometimes like I'm in the court. I act like I don't hear it, but most of the time I hear it. Like they call our names like a lot, and I don't know. It's pretty impressive. Like it's like something you dream when you're a kid.
Well, I know that the Pittsburgh Zoo Emeritus that is here with us here today is very excited to have you here. Thank you for joining us
Thank
this
you.
time.
Thank you.
Jorge and Guillermo Diaz-Graham. We continue. Something huge happened in the NBA this week. We'll ask Jeff about on the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network. Before I ask you about LeBron James and that amazing accomplishment, I saw you at postgame the other day, and when the Twins were talking, you were just sitting back like proud dad. Like you're laughing at times. It was funny. It's not. I mean, they're pretty
awesome,
amazing
man.
kids.
They're awesome, and they're like that every day. I mean, every day when I walk down to practice, whether it's on the main court or in the back gym, first of all, they're there early, and they're in such a good mood. Like they make you feel good, like about seeing them. Like they're just happy. and that energy has been contagious throughout the whole team.
If you ever need help on a recruiting trip or send back, I think we all would go to the Canary Islands and check out and see where they grew up, just because we're curious.
We're going in August.
Oh, are you really?
We're taking our team. We get to do a foreign tour every 4 years, and this August we're going to Spain. We'll start, I think, I don't know the order of the start, but we'll be in Madrid, Barcelona. We're going to finish there.
That's
in
awesome.
The Canary Islands, play a game there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I assume you were watching Tuesday night. What went through your mind when LeBron faded back and hit that shot?
I mean, it was incredible, man. I was saying, I don't remember when Kareem broke it. I mean, I was 9. And TV coverage of the NBA wasn't like it is now.
That's for sure.
And so, I sat up in my office for a while, and a guy that I coached at Duke, Quinn Cook, was here. And then Nolan Smith, who's an assistant for Louisville, was a good friend. He was spending the night to go recruit. So they came up to my office. And so we were sitting in there watching NC State and Virginia. And then we started watching the beginning of the Laker game. And then I took them to the hotel because I knew he was going to break it that night. Like, I knew that it was going to happen. And I made sure I got home in time to see it. And when he did it, it was unbelievable because that's a record I never thought anyone would touch.
What's the best part of LeBron's game or LeBron period?
It's interesting, man. I remember having this conversation. This is years ago when I was at Duke. We were recruiting Cole Anthony, and I would call and talk to his dad a lot, who played in the NBA. And I remember talking to Greg, and Greg was saying that LeBron's the best player ever. And I'm a Jordan guy, so and I said to him, I was like, dude, you're just saying that because he used to beat your Knicks all the time, like you're. And he said this, and he was like, no. He said, the reason I say that is that he's going to end up being the all-time leading scorer, but the best thing he does is pass. Like, that's not even the strength of his game. So I think he's brilliant. I think that's the very first thing. I think he is so smart as a basketball player, and I just love, what he did with his boys. He didn't just give them anything. What he did was that he used his power. Like, he got one of them an internship with Nike. He got one of them, helped them get an internship with agents. Now they run the agency. Now they run his corporate. They run these things. I just think as a basketball player, he's brilliant. What he's done with his business stuff is brilliant. What he's done as far as activism and things, for social justice, yeah. I think he's brilliant. I just think he's brilliant.
I think the best thing about LeBron is that there are dozens, if not hundreds of people that are searching for something, a scandal, dirt, and there is nothing with him.
And the other thing is that it was interesting. When I saw he and Kareem on the court after he broke the record, the thing that just kept going through my mind was that these are the two guys. Again, I wasn't born when Kareem started playing, but the expectations that were on him. Right. I saw it with LeBron, the expectations, and they both exceeded them. If you really think about both of their careers, they exceeded these enormous expectations that people had for them.
It's an amazing night. You guys have a rematch of Florida State. I want to ask you about that. 12 o'clock on Saturday here on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network as we continue with Jeff Capel Show on the aforementioned Pitt Panthers Radio Network. All right, our last minute here, rematch with Florida State, the 12 o'clock tip on Saturday.
Yeah, wake up and play.
Yeah.
That's great. You just wake up and get right at it. And so we'll leave tomorrow. We'll practice a little bit earlier tomorrow here, our last day of preparation, and we'll get down there. They're playing well. They're long and athletic. They switch everything and get out in transition. So
in about 10 seconds, defensively, what do you need to do better this time?
Transition defense has to be a lot better. We gave up 12 points in transition. We've got to be a lot better there.
Good luck.
Thank you.
On Saturday.
Appreciate it.
Our thanks to Guillermo and Jorge Diaz-Graham. They were a lot of fun. We really appreciate them stopping by and having fun, and they need to have their own show someday. I'm sure they will at some point. To Matt Pliska, as always, for helping us out. Amanda King, Nicholas Callis, who keeps us on the air. Pre-game, 11:30, Bill Hillgrove, Curtis Aiken, and Cale Berger. This is the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.